Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. A couple of weeks ago, I uploaded a video showing you what is in my refrigerator, and I thought it would be fun to film a video showing you what is in my pantry. And like the other video, I don't claim to eat the healthiest, and I'm sure there are things in my pantry that some people will find are not very healthy, they're not great to eat, and they wouldn't buy them. But they're things that my family enjoys and we like to eat, so there's that. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so this is my pantry, and I kind of feel lucky because my pantry is actually pretty big. And so I have a lot of room. I have a lot of room up top that I put a lot of extra pans and my crock pot and other things like that. And then I also have another side of the pantry, so I'll just show you kind of what it looks like. I've got some shelves with some pans. So I have a lot of space, which is really nice because my kitchen is very small, so I don't have a lot of cupboards, and so it's nice to have all of this space here to put extra pans and to put all of our food. So we're gonna start with the left side of the pantry, and for this video, I'm not going to tell you the smart point value for every item because I don't have them all memorized, but I will make sure I put it up on the screen so that you can see what the smart points value is for the items that are WW friendly. There is obviously some foods in here that my kids eat that I don't eat, and they're not all WW friendly, so I'll just kind of skip over some of them. But to get started, on this top shelf, I have basically all of the dry pasta. I usually get a lot of the Great Value brands from Walmart. I also do sometimes get some Hy-Vee brand products, especially if they have the whole wheat versions. So I have some bow tie pasta, and I have some of this Barilla protein bow tie pasta, and it's supposed to be lower in points, I think, but this is what the nutrition facts say. I will put the smart points value up on the screen for these, and then behind there I have some jumbo shells that I use in different recipes. Most recently, I think I made a chicken broccoli Alfredo stuffed shells, and that was pretty good. And then I also have some whole wheat penne, and I like to use these in a lot of different pasta recipes that I can find. And then I also have some rotini, and I like to use these when I make the chicken stroganoff recipe from Feliciafitnesshealth. It's really, really good, and I will link the recipe for that down below because it's really, really easy to make, and I make that sometimes for lunch when I don't know what else to have. And then behind there, I have some fettuccine noodles, some lasagna noodles, and then behind there I have some whole wheat spaghetti noodles from Hy-Vee. And then I also have some cremette wide egg noodles. I believe I'm going to use those in a recipe next week. I'm going to make homemade chicken noodle soup in the crock pot. And then I have some Great Value taco shells. I believe I'm going to make crock pot chicken ranch tacos next week, so I'm going to use these for that. And behind there, I just have some plain flour in this container, and then behind it I have more flour in the Tupperware container. And then next to that I have these Olay Extreme Wellness tortillas. They are really, really good. I like to use them in enchiladas to make wraps and tacos and things like that. And then I have some 100% whole wheat, whole grain English muffins. I like to use those to make breakfast sandwiches once in a while. And then under that I have these Mission extra thin corn tortillas that I use for tacos. And then next to that, I have some of these Village Hearth Light English muffins. My husband uses these in his breakfast sandwiches, and I find them to be a little bit dry, but they are only 2 smart points for each muffin. So he likes to use these for his breakfast sandwiches, but I don't personally like them. And they are hard to find. Walmart used to have them, but now we can pretty much only find them at Hy-Vee. So, and then next to that, I have some Village Hearth light wheat bread. This is the 45 calorie bread that I get, and I realize I have a lot of bread because I forgot that I already had bought a loaf. But we will go through it because my kids like to have sandwiches, and I like to have sandwiches sometimes for lunch as well. And then I will show you the rest of the bread stuff on the other side. But next, I'm going to just show you this shelf that I just, right here, I honestly have just kind of a mixture of things. There's like some iced tea bags, some popcorn, vinegar, oil, things like that. Those are things that I honestly don't use very much, so they're kind of here by themselves. And then I also have this Great Value stevia, and I like to use this for recipes that call for sugar. It's just a no-calorie sugar substitute that I like. And then behind there I have brown sugar and some powdered sugar, and I don't honestly use that very much, so that's why it's kind of hidden. And then here in this canister, I have self-rising flour. This is the Gold Medal brand. And I always make sure I have a lot of it on hand because I like to use it to make 2-ingredient dough pizza. And then behind that, I have some Pace salsa, which I don't personally eat very much, but my husband does sometimes. And then I've got some different condiments and sauces. I've got the Heinz no sugar added ketchup, which I love. And then I have the Jihu sugar-free teriyaki marinade. I personally have not tried it, but my husband has, and he said it's really, really good. And then I have some Hidden Valley Greek yogurt ranch dressing, and I like to use this a lot for ranch, for dipping things or on like a salad. And then I have some Hellmann's light mayonnaise. And then in the back, I do have 2 jars of the G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. This is my favorite barbecue sauce to use. You can see this in a previous video where I showed you how to make Instant Pot barbecue chicken sandwiches, so you might want to check that out. But this is one of the best sugar-free barbecue sauces that I've found. And then I have some Chipotle salsa. I use this for my Baja chicken tacos. It's really, really, really spicy, so just warning you, it's very, very hot, so you don't need very much of it. And then I just have a bunch of chopped green chilies that I use for Mexican dishes. And then I have a whole row of fat-free refried beans that I use for various recipes. And then I have another row of enchilada sauces. I have the green enchilada sauce, and I also have the red enchilada sauce. And then next I have some, well, okay, I actually have like 8 jars of the Trader Giotto's fat-free pizza sauce. This is my favorite pizza sauce to use because it is very low in points. And I stock up when I can get to Trader Joe's because the nearest Trader Joe's is like 2 hours away. So that is why I have so many jars of that. And then back there I also have 5 jars of this organic fat-free marinara sauce that I get from Whole Foods. It's the 365 brand, and it's 0 smart points. So I like to use that in recipes that call for marinara sauce. And then I just have 1 lonely jar of the Classico Light Alfredo sauce. Okay, and then we'll go to the next shelf. I just have some garbage bags. And then I have some different fruit. I have applesauce, unsweetened applesauce. And I have some pouches as well that my kids like to eat. And then I have some Dole sliced peaches. And I make sure that I get the one that says 100% fruit juice. If you drain the juice, then it's 0 smart points. And then I just have a couple of jars of different fruit. I have sliced peaches and some pineapple. And then next I have some of this Hormel turkey chili with beans, and I've actually had this for a while, but I plan on making chili dogs sometime soon. And then with that, I also have a can of black beans, and then I have a couple of cans of 100% pumpkin. Then I have a lonely can of this Bush's vegetarian baked beans that I like to sometimes have as a side. And then I have a bunch of cans of crushed tomatoes that I like to use in various recipes. And then I have some more tomato paste. This comes in a tube, and it's really handy because you just put the tube in the refrigerator and just take out as much as you need for a recipe. And then I have some Chunk Light tuna in water that I use for sandwiches. And behind that, I have a bunch of tomato sauce. And then I have a row of diced tomatoes that I use in recipes. Okay, so that is it for the left side. And now I will show you the right side of the pantry. So this is the right side of the pantry. I will start at the top and continue with some of this bread. I have the Village Hearth Light Italian buns, and I also have a package of the Village Hearth Light Wheat buns. These are both 80 calories, so they're very low in points. And then below that, I have the Joseph's Lavish Bread that I use to make different wraps and stuff with that. And then I have some creamy peanut butter and some grape jelly for my kids. And then I have behind here some sugar-free pudding mix. I've got vanilla, and I like this cheesecake one. And I think I also have a box of chocolate. And then I have just some breakfast items, mainly for my kids. I have some oatmeal, some cereal, and this Kodiak Cakes pancake and waffle mix. They like to have pancakes sometimes in the mornings, so I use that. Sometimes I have that myself, but I really don't eat pancakes a lot. And then on the next shelf, next to all of the sauces, I have a bunch of chicken broth that I use this pretty often, so I usually like to stay stocked up. And then next to the chicken broth, I have a bunch of breadcrumbs. I have the plain breadcrumbs, and I have some panko, and then I have the Italian flavored breadcrumbs that I like to use for different recipes. And then I also have some shake and bake. I have the extra crispy kind. I like to use these to make my own chicken nuggets. I got the idea from Feliciafitnesshealth. And then I also have the Parmesan crusted kind, and I like to use this especially for pork chops. Makes really, really good seasoned pork chops. And then I have some cornflake crumbs that I use to make chicken strips. I found the recipe from Emily Bites, and she uses these to make the chicken strips. And then I just have some turkey gravy mix, and then some macaroni and cheese for my kids. And then on the next shelf, I have a bunch of sliced mushrooms, and then I have some peas and green beans. And then I have just a small amount of canned soups. I have the 98% fat-free cream of chicken. that I use for a lot of recipes. And then I also have the golden mushroom soup. And I'm not sure exactly what this is for, but it's in an upcoming recipe that I'm going to be making next week. And then I have some chicken noodle soup. And then I have all of the Premier Protein. I have stocked up on a whole bunch of the caramel, which is my favorite to put in my coffee. But my new favorite is the Premier Protein Pumpkin Spice. This is about a ½ ounce bigger than the other ones, but it's still only 2 smart points. And I put this in my coffee in the morning, and it is amazing. And I can only find it on Amazon right now, so it comes in a pack of 12 for about $23. So I am pretty much stocked up on my Premier Protein for a while. And then down here next to the Kleenex, I have some potatoes, and then I also have these Snyder's gluten-free pretzel sticks. I got these off of Amazon, and they are only 3 smart points for the package, and it's just kind of a nice snack to have once in a while if I feel like I need to have a snack. So that is everything that is currently in my pantry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.